Got my little enclosed. We getting on the road. I got the spare tire on the back right now. But yeah, it's a decent little enclosed. That's fine. So we are getting on the road and get back to going. So what's that? Hope you guys are doing well. We'll be I don't know if I want to give a better camera angle for the on the road or not, but not, we might as well just do it, see if it works. So let's do that. Tighten up. That's up. No, clockwise to tighten up. There we go. That's good enough. You guys can see enough road there. All right, so we are riding with a little bit of extra weight on the back. So, all right. What's up, guys? What's up, Facebook? Hope you guys are doing well. We are getting back on the road. I got to remember I got something behind me, and we are on the road again. Oh, why am I turning right on Batesville Road? Whatever. Let's follow the map. All right. Don't matter to me. We're just cruising. Well, when I swap around real quick, guys, let's see if y'all guys can see. I'll turn the light on. You can't see it right there. Not with the light on. You see the trailer in the back? We got our little collection, and now we are on the road and going to take it with us. So this is the little driving saga, I guess, is what you'd say. I'll roll down the windows real quick. We hauling pretty good. Seems a little squeaky. It's not too bad though. Wow, turn the fogs on. Yeah, just a little bit longer now. We gained about 20 foot of length. So, we're at basically Greenville, South Carolina right now. So I'm heading on up the road. We got about 10 hours and 33 minutes worth of driving left to do. We're heading up north. We got to go up. So I'm going up to the northeast corner up there. I got we're down in South, like I said, Greenville, South Carolina. So I didn't bring one. If I would have thought about it, I would have threw one in. But uh, to be honest, I completely forgot. I actually have a perfect radio to throw up in here. I could have thrown a mag mount on the roof and been good to go. Put a cigarette lighter plug in here, and I'd have been great. But I literally didn't think nothing about it. That was dumb. Well, I appreciate you letting me regret something there, Cletus. So yeah, needless to say, we're still riding. Whatever. I guess I got this. I can go live on if I need to. But I was hopping in here having a discussion with some guys talking about the difference in. We talked about pucks. We talked about the difference in matching networks on antennas. We talked about a couple different things. So anybody who's curious about what that stuff actually is, y'all guys can feel free to ask. We're talking about RF theory and antennas. Not quite the same as what a road trip is right there. See how good these brakes are. It's doing pretty decent. Not bad. I don't feel like I got a bunch of weight back there. No, we doing pretty good. Waving a hand, guys, on YouTube land. Hope you guys are doing well. We're like I said, taking a ride, uh, going up north. We're in technically Greenville, South Carolina right now, and we're hitting the interstate and riding up. But yeah, if you guys got questions, want to talk about anything RF related, we can talk about it. This is D-Win's RF Supply, so we talk about stuff to do with RF. If you guys don't know what RF is, it's the same stuff that you receive on your cell phone to get service. It's the same stuff that you hear when you turn your AM FM radio on. It's the same stuff that you see when you watch old Smokey and the Bandit videos of people saying 10-4, Roger, right on. That's all part of the RF spectrum. Yeah, appreciate it for sure. But we are, like I said, we're heading on up the road. Like I said, the main thing for most of you guys is going to be for um, probably maybe something new, something different to discuss. But for a lot of my guys that are hopping on here that are regulars, they know what we're talking about. If you guys get lost or want to know more about it, then feel free to ask, and I will try to help you out and try to explain it. I try to explain it to where even somebody who doesn't know or hasn't been in the hobby or hasn't been in the field can understand. So that's my goal, to make this stuff digestible for all, not just for guys who already know. So we're following our GPS real quick, so you'll have to bear with me for a moment as we make our turns. We are good to go. We got the green light, the green arrow that tells us to go. This thing pulls pretty smooth, smoother than my other my other one. So a little enclosed trailer. I'm taking it up with me. I have another enclosed, but it wasn't in good enough shape. So I went ahead and just grabbed another one. I could and probably will just go ahead and sell the one I've got, because it doesn't really matter. I can sell it for whatever. Uh, and then I'll keep this one. I don't think I need as many trailers as what I have. I have, including my tower trailer, I got one trailer, two, three, technically four, and this would make five. So I don't need that many trailers. Oh, well, I guess six if you count the boat, and then seven if you count the other boat that's in my yard. So seven trailers technically. No, eight if you count the camper. So yeah, we're not going to be keeping that many wheels in the in the parking lot at the house. We're gonna get rid of one of them. Waving a hand, 111. Hope you're doing well, man. 904. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, we're turning in 6/10 of a mile, making sure I don't miss my turn. Uh, but yeah, we're riding on up. Now, I think the noise canceling is probably a little too good in this Bluetooth, so you guys can't even hear me drive. You can't even hear nothing happening. Uh, but if that seems to be the case, then let me know, and then we can just talk on the normal. I can turn the Bluetooth off if it sounds just completely unnatural, guys. But we're turning in a quarter mile and getting on the road. So I'll swap the camera around here and just you got. Well, I'll swap it around now. Turn right on I-85 north. Didn't listen to that, did I? So I don't know if you guys can see it. You guys can, I guess, look right back here. You can see the center of the. I'll kick off the light real quick. You can see it kind of shiny in the background as the lights come across it and stuff. Yeah, that's the trailer back there. But in the meantime, we'll just turn this back on so I would say hello to you guys. Copy the clear as a bell. It's great to know. But what? This is a get on ramp for interstate traffic, right? And it's a 35-mile-an-hour ramp. That's crazy. I probably should have got food because I'm gonna regret it whenever I'm 2, 3, 4 hours in and have not eaten. And it's 1 in the morning. But to be honest, I just kind of want to get on the road, and I don't want to have any breaks. So we will swap up and actually get a hold of this stuff right here. I'm merging on the get on ramp, so just give me a second. Yeah, this thing pulls like nothing. It does not care. I don't know if you can hear all that noise or not, but I doubt you can because this, like I said, I was told this noise canceling is pretty awesome. Uh, I am snagging some gum. I'm going to try to make it through this. I need to get over one lane real quick. I got to remember I got a trailer on. Yeah, I'm going to start open on Saturdays. We're going to come down. Yeah, my RF supply is not open on Saturdays. As far as my other business, I don't really do too much talking about it on my RF supply, but I do have another business, of course, for you guys that don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We've never really opened on Saturday. It's just been too hard. We got wife and kids. They've gotten used to this us being home on the weekends, and they would freak. It was difficult enough to making this trip. This is um wasn't really a plan, but it worked out to be a good enough setup that we just made it happen. Um, Significantly more than what is considered normal for just something like this. But it's all right. It'll all pay off in the end. To be honest, I don't really know why I did it because everything I'm getting I don't even need. But I'm happy to do it though for sure. It's definitely uh, a good experience. It'll be fun. But yeah, I got another enclosed, but I just didn't want to use it to go this far. It wasn't in good enough shape. I bought it for a reasonable price, put it back together, and it's just it's all right, but it's not what this one is. Like this one's been rode hard and put up wet since 2019, the one that's right here that I've got that I'm using right now. But um it's not like that one I got. So that other one I got it'd been rode hard and put up wet for 20 years. It's good looking on the outside, looks pretty decent. But I mean it's a good little trailer. It does fine. But it's not one of the it's not it ain't new by any means. This right here, I'd say it's 70% of new in the condition that it's in. It's got its bumps and bruises, but I don't really care. I was in a hurry. I needed to get one. I probably could have found one that was in a little bit better shape than this for a little bit about the same money, to be honest. But this one was the direction that I was wanting to go already, and it's not terrible shape, so whatever, it'd be all right. I would prefer to for what I went ahead and did. Would have preferred to get a little nicer one, but this is pretty good. I'm still happy with it. But yeah, not leave anything in the back. I want to figure out what that noise is. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't know if I left anything back here or not. But we got plenty of room. We'll be this right here will be a little full later on. As of right now, it is definitely not full. We got we got it empty. I got some stuff I got to drop off up in North Carolina, but I probably won't have time to do that today. I don't know. I might stop by. We're in Duncan, and I gotta go. That's a little bit of a ride to think about, to be honest. I don't know what time I'll be out there. Y'all got questions? Y'all feel free to ask. Y'all want to know anything about RF theory or anything like that? We can talk about it. That's literally what these videos are for. Especially right now since I'm not working on any wiring. So y'all guys got questions? Y'all feel free to ask. It is all it does is keep me awake. RF theory stuff. So we talk about stuff to do with it, basically antennas, coax, velocity factor, um, what an RF wave is, stuff like that. The stuff that has to do with the RF stuff has to do with my RF supply. It's coming pretty soon. It would have been more this weekend. I've got my second prototype antenna in now, so I got two prototypes. My third prototype should be here probably in the next, I don't know. Uh, Good Lord, how many cars broke down on the side of the road? It's far enough over there, it don't matter. I don't know, there's no one close by. Dang, try to let these guys know to move over. I don't know what they're doing over there, but no, I've gotta fix a three-way switch in that tower so I can run it up and down. I gotta grease all the fittings on it. I've got to do some pre-lube or some sort of stuff on the cable, the winch system, and then I am ready to go up. I've already got my coax already made. I guess I got to do one more end on my coax. Uh, I could build a jumper. I got to run my driver over. Uh, I probably won't come out. I won't come out full tilt by any means. I'll just probably run a driver or something. Um, but yeah, it probably won't be very long at all. As soon as I can get back at the house and there's not like terrible weather, we're gonna be making some stuff happen. But I'm pretty positive I need to get a new switch because I spent about 3 hours working with it the other day and couldn't get it to engage properly. Um, Measured each pin and tested for continuity, and it was working. So just it all points back to the switch. I've got a new pinout. I went ahead and took a picture of another control box and checked it out, and I haven't yet confirmed that though. So as soon as I look at that pinout of that control box that I took, then I will know for sure whether I've got to get a new switch or not. Nice, nice. Yeah, I've got my Suburban's not done yet. It'll get actually he should be calling me in the next couple of days, probably trying to rush me to get it finished up. So I've got to get what's called a MemCal chip for it. As soon as I get the MemCal for it, it's already got it's got half-inch hardline running it, and I've got what's called a parasitic reflector on that. So I could hook up the mobile if I want to. Most likely it'll be my RF supply that'll get wired up first. So I'll be on that here probably pretty soon. As soon as I can figure out the switch, really, that's really my main holdup. Um, I'll check how many batteries to run a 32 pillbox and as a base, and what size power supply so it can run with no problems. Just asking. Depends on how much key time you want. So basically, you have what's called intermittent commercial amateur service when you're talking about like what kind of capacity that a power supply can handle. Uh, when you start talking about what a battery can handle, you have to figure up a couple things. One is internal resistance. Two is amp hours or reserve capacity. And then three would be technically weight, and four would be really kind of, I guess, temperatures, to some degree, with the environment that it's in. So it depends on the type of battery that you're running with. Yeah, we running up all the way up to the northeast corner up here. Um, so realistically, the minimum reserve capacity that I would recommend would be probably around 320 amp hours, something like that. Get to 340 amp hours. You get two like 170 amp hour batteries. Try to find some deep cycle ones. I've got some monster ones here, but they'd be hard to ship. They're like 130 pounds a piece. Um, that would be probably the minimum I'd go with because it would handle about 30 minutes of reserve capacity at full output. So you could key and unkey several dozen times over the course of an hour and still actually work just fine. And it would still have capacity left over. As far as recharge, would just depend on how much you wanted to talk. If you put 100 amp hours in uh, for a given hour, that means you only have a maximum key down time at say 600 amp hours of about a sixth of that. So you divide that by six. So that would be your key down time that you would have to work with. So as far as, let me see what gas mileage I'm getting. It's not dropped down yet. We're doing pretty good. It was doing better earlier, but it's going to be doing a lot worse here as soon as we start pulling this thing. Um, so if we divided that by six, so if we had a full hour, we'd have 10 minutes of key down time. So if you had a 100 amp battery charger to run 100 amps into the batteries to recharge them, then you would have an average of about 10 minutes of key down time per hour. So in the given hour, you would have to, if you had like say 60 seconds, you'd have 10 seconds. Every 60 seconds, you can only key 10 seconds. If you keyed over 10 seconds in a given 60-second period, then you would start draining down on the batteries more than they're capable of. So you do have reserve capacity in the batteries, but realistically, you could probably talk for an hour or two each night with no real trouble with that. If you added a third battery, then you could talk for probably about 3 hours a night. If you added a fourth battery, you could probably talk for about 4 hours a night. What the heck is the speed limit? Holy crap! These guys are going to pass me about 80 mile an hour. The speed limit did go up though. That's kind of weird. We got 156 miles before we turn. Let's check some other stuff real quick. Some temps. All right, back to what I'm doing. Yes, in theory, you could do what's called a parasitic reflector. The way you would have to do it though is you would have to actually short out your coax on your SRA10 on the back. It wouldn't be a true short, but you could definitely try it for sure. Just short out the coax, and then you could mount it back there and try to direct your signal one direction or another. The tune of the antenna definitely matters, so it'd be harder to do that with that because the back antenna needs to be about 6 inches taller than the front antenna, and you don't have like 3 inches to play with in the SRA10, so it's not super practical, to be honest. Uh, but yeah, let me look at this thing real quick, see if I don't make sure I ain't smoking out the back because my brakes are locked up or some junk. We are riding smooth, no problems, pulling up the road. So kick our lot back home. So yes, in theory you could. You'd have to have a special stinger to make that work, but in theory it would work. I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to buy a drill on the way out here because I gotta I'm gonna have to drop my trailer down a little bit. It might level out with weight, but I don't know. I'm sitting pretty tall right now. Yes. Any other questions? Y'all feel free to ask. We can talk about parasistics. We can talk about other stuff. I'll turn it around so y'all can see the road. Went 72 miles to Charlotte. And just cruising our way on through. Fuel mileage is plummeting, but that kind of is because I'm not really trying to get fuel mileage. I'm going the speed limit, but technically, when you're hauling a trailer, you want to slow down a bit, especially if you got a gas powered vehicle. But I am not doing such a thing at the moment, so I can tell I'm definitely being a little bit more taxing on it. But luckily, I'm unloaded, so I don't have any weight on, so there's not much to worry about too much. All right, any other questions? Y'all feel free to ask while we're riding up the interstate. It can be a theory question. It can be a direct question. It can be whatever. I don't care. I am 10 hours and 9 minutes from my location. So I got 10 hours more riding and I got 12 hours more riding back the other way. So in a 50-hour period, I'll be driving 24 hours. Yeah, it's not awful. Definitely not as bad as it could be, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I absolutely appreciate the well wishes. I don't know how good the live's been, whether it's tried to cut out or not, but I've actually been kind of testing this out and seeing if it's doing all right. Is it staying high quality, guys? Because if it is, then I've got some really good news coming at the next couple of key downs. That'll be nice. Or is it kind of falling in and out as far as the quality? Let me know. Keep me posted, guys. I'm kind of curious. And y'all need that road sign? It would actually be pretty cool if I could go up to 60 frames per second, but no live whatsoever will allow me to do 60 frames. I think there might have been one, but I really don't think so. I'm pretty sure it didn't. Those marker lights are for me, really. That's pretty neat. So I've got some fender marker lights on this one. Heck yeah, man. That's great. Good to know. But yeah, I got some fender marker lights on this thing. So it kind of, when you turn one way or the other, you still got your marker light to kind of keep you lined up with knowing where your trailer's at. Sweet. Yeah, good to know for sure. I've yet to figure out what that squeaking is, but the door is kind of crappy on the side door. I'm probably have to fix it. It's a little bit worse off than I thought it was. So I probably shouldn't have bought this thing, but uh, it is it is what it is. I needed one to get where I'm going. Reflected power. What is it? What causes it? And is there other ways of reading it or other meters beyond the bird meter? Yes, there are other meters that can read reflected power. So reflected power is based. You get into some serious uh, RF theory. Hang on, they're taking my lanes away. Did they slow the speed limit down? Yeah, they did. Give me a second. I gotta slow my butt down real quick before I get a ticket for driving in a construction zone too fast. There we go. We're back on the speed limit real quick. Nope, that's too fast. What are you doing? I reset my cruise control and it started trying to speed up again. All right. Yeah, good thing it stalled outside of the traffic area. All right. I wish this guy would kind of decide if he wants to speed up or slow down. There you go. Thank you, buddy. Now I can get behind you. All right. So, you get into some serious RF theory when you start talking about standing waves versus traveling waves. So we call SWR standing wave ratio. So it depends on how you view uh, power as a traveling wave or as a standing wave. That's still hotly debated in the RF community on which way it should be viewed. So kind of keep it with a grain of salt. The simple answer is reflected power is the amount of, it's the measure of your line to load impedance mismatch. So you have something called a reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient is basically the coefficient of how much comes back versus how much goes out. SWR is standing wave ratio. It's basically a measure of, again, line to load impedance. It's the percentage of power that returns versus the power that's re-radiated out. That power that's returned doesn't necessarily go straight into your equipment. So a lot of guys get really confused with that. But I'm not going to dig super deep into RF theory on that. But it doesn't necessarily just go straight back into your equipment. It can actually be re-radiated. Um, but something it does do is it increases the voltage or it increases the current at the final output part of your equipment. So whenever you're using something and it blows out, that's because it either had too much current or too much voltage on it. The way you would measure power on something other than a bird meter is something called a directional coupler. So it will use a coupling signal that'll couple signal going one direction and it'll couple signal that goes another direction. And it isolates the two of those. And they have something, what's called a certain amount of dB of rejection. So depending on what piece of equipment it is, it may have a lot more rejection than what another piece of equipment may have. They're slowing down, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn over. And now this one's passing. Okay. So we're going to just play it easy, drive slow, not have people cutting you off. I'm just trying to know the speed limit right now, and several guys are not. So we'll see if see if I can get back up to speed real quick without running all up on this guy's bumper. We're doing pretty good. All right, cool. So the most probably well known meter as far as has a directional coupler built into it. It's like an LP100A or an LP500 or an LP700A, or LP500 to LP700. Um, the LP100A, the LP, and technically the LP100, and then the LP500 and LP700 all have a directional coupler in line, and they do measure how much power comes back into your system. Um, eh, I'll grab that in a minute. Never mind, I'll grab it now. Whatever. Hello? I got it. No, I got one. Yeah. Just a little better shape than mine. It's still a little beat up, but it's better shape than the one I had. Enough that I could trust it to drive up here. I picked it up in uh, Greenville, and now I'm riding it on up the road. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is. Not sure. Yeah, yep, yeah. Cool, cool. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Yeah, sounds good. I don't know. Depends on how long these guys keep me away from the live. I went live on I went live on there so they can I can talk about RF theory or whatever they want to ask. But who knows? Depends on when I get tired, I guess. But, all right, see you, man. Bye bye. I know, right? I was working super late the other night, and now I'm heading on up down the road. No, I've got hang on, where's my? Let me pop up my navigation. I messed it up. I got 9 hours and 59 minutes to get to my destination. I will be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if I'm going to go the full ride tonight, but we're going to be shooting for as far as we can possibly make it. Uh, so I'm avoiding probably. I'm probably going to avoid supper, just because if you're hungry, then you don't want to sleep. If you're full, then you want to go to bed. Um, so I'll probably just eat breakfast at Waffle House somewhere. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But back to back to what DC1 said out of Barbados. Um, there's LP100, LP500, LP700. There are other directional coupler meters that work, like a DOSI works off of a directional coupler. Um, there are other ways to sample RF. You can use a sampler, which is similar to a directional coupler, but it doesn't have a direction to it, and you can use that like lined up with an oscilloscope or something. The only way to truly see reflected power, though, is by having a directional coupler. So you can have a sampler that goes one direction, and a sampler that only reads another direction. And then you could use your oscilloscope on two different channels. On channel one and channel two. Channel one being your main output, channel two being your reflected power, and you'd see two different sine waves. One would be modulated significantly smaller than what the larger one would, and that would be a way for you to check your SWR. But it's a significantly more complicated method. Bird's just simple. They're easy to work with. They have a sampler slug. They're already calibrated. They're already set up. They're super rugged. They can handle beating and banging. They're just a great little meter to work with. Bird's kind of expensive, but you, you can get them used and they do pretty well for sure. Any more questions? What y'all want to know? Talk about whatever. We can talk about when I slept. I slept about 4 in the morning last night, and now I'm on the road again. No, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but I did sleep later in the morning. So I still got a good 6.5 hours of sleep. I'd say it's pretty restful for most people nowadays. What is it? You're 5 hours behind me. So it's currently 9 o'clock over there. It's 5 o'clock over there. You just get off. You said you got off at 2. Never mind. But you've been off work for 3 hours. Yeah, it's I had some. I don't know if it's you or no, it was Deuce. Deuce said he said you're still on Hawaii time. No, I've always been a night owl. I do a lot better driving. I'm sure I would do a lot better driving at night. It would be really nice if I can do a good job and get through DC tonight. If I get through DC, then that means I don't have to deal with the morning traffic through DC, which I really don't look forward to. And it would be nice to just avoid that altogether. Now, I'd miss all the sights and the views, but they can have them. I don't need the views. I'll go back and check out DC when I'm not in a hurry. We gonna get around this van real quick and right on up, scoot on up a little further. Watch them speed up as soon as I turn over now. I'm not really going that fast. I feel like I'm going the speed limit. I don't know. I figured it changed earlier. Look and see what it is now. Oh, really? Are you kidding me? I swear if I'm speeding now, I'm gonna be irritated. I don't really like the speed because I don't really feel like getting a ticket. So I usually will obey the traffic. So it looks like I'm the one speeding now, but we'll see if I can find a speed limit sign up here. No, we go on the speed limit. Google Maps just sucks. Google still thinks it's a 55 through here, and that sign just said 65. But yeah, we're on our way up to the northeast corner, guys. If you guys want to know any more questions, we can talk about anything to do with RF theory. Y'all can watch the road signs go by. I see the big peach on the left right there. We're in South Carolina, and they got a giant peach. And Georgia's supposed to be the peach state. I'm about to have succeeded in leaving the state of South Carolina. South Carolina is only about 102 miles long, maybe 104. I don't remember in this particular area on the upstate. So we've only got a couple more miles before we hit the state line. We'll see how the road is up here. This is a 3 lane all the way up here. Wow. So they have done their part. Georgia on I-85 just got a kind of a major revamp, and they've got a 3 lane all the way up to the 149, and the 179 is the last mile marker in Georgia. So it's only 30 miles left till they have a 3 lane all the way up to South Carolina. And South Carolina's 3 lane starts, I think, at about the 15 or either the 19 in South Carolina. And it just has to connect down. So eventually they're going to have a 3 lane corridor all the way up 85, which I think it's all up 85. I know Georgia and South Carolina for sure. So it will be from Montgomery, Alabama, possibly at some point, 3 lane all the way up to Richmond, Virginia. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I do know from Atlanta all the way up to Greenville, South Carolina is I think all the way up to North Carolina is expected to be a 3 lane. Um, and that's what this construction phase is right now. Because you can see they have the shoulder closed up here because they're working on it and doing some more work to it and extending it out. Now that I just explained a bunch of boring stuff about expansion of the interstate, if y'all guys got any questions, y'all feel free to hop in here and say something because it gets me talking and maybe about some more relevant subjects than about road expansion. I'm doing a live to kind of make time pass by a little faster by talking to you guys. But the second reason I'm doing the live is I'm really trying to see in all different internet conditions if it's going to cut in and out of my audio. Because I've got a couple lives that I've got to do here soon, and I want to see if they're going to be affected or not. It looks like my what do you call it? My bit rate has gone down. That means my live has dropped in quality down. Should be like 720p from what I'm seeing right here. I think 6,000 kilobits per second is the 1080p or so, and I think the 39 or 37 that I was at one ago should be 720p. But I don't know that for sure. All right, let's swap this around real quick. See if you guys would rather hang out and talk. So again, we're just cruising up the interstate, riding up here. I need to turn this vent off so that I can turn some heat on. I'm actually getting somewhat cold. And we're gonna warm ourselves up. If this thing heats up too much, I'll turn the AC back on and cool off. It's 37 degrees outside right now. Like I said, y'all feel free to have questions. I try to remember that Heliax question I had earlier. I'm pretty sure I answered it already. If you got questions about other things, supercapacitors, about lithium batteries, about antennas, about coax, feel free to ask them. It just gives me something else to tell you guys. There's traffic backed up, man. I see truck after truck after truck. So I think this lane's about to merge, but we'll see in a minute. No, we're good. Cool. All right, well, you guys ain't asking nothing, so I might turn on some music and start jamming here in a minute. So I will. I don't know if I'll go live again or not today. What you got? What does an amplifier with a high SWR shows more wattage on the meter and less with a low SWR? That is the amplifier itself, or excuse me, the watt meter itself being fooled by something called common mode current. So when you have a high SWR, what common mode current does, I don't know why I got a frog in my throat right when I need to start talking. But what common mode current does is basically RF that will travel along the exterior of the shield, and it can actually affect your directional coupler in your watt meter. So it'll have RF traveling waves that'll go back and forth across that stuff, across those couplers. And what happens is when you're going forward and back, what happens is a lot of people think that SWR just goes straight into your equipment. It doesn't. It goes back, up and down, up and down, up and down along the coax line, and some of it just spills out over top of the jacket. But whatever goes back and forth is part of the SWR portion that's actually getting re-radiated multiple times. Well, as it goes back and forth across the watt meter, as it gets re-radiated, it's red again on the watt meter, especially one that's not really well RF protected from stray RF. So it makes the meter just go haywire. It's due to the actual RF itself and the lack of EMI protection on the watt meter. So you don't see as far as I know, it's not actually the box is doing more output, not from what I've seen. If it is the box doing more output, there would be another explanation, and it would be the actual. It would be. I would be very curious to see what it was, but I don't know. Sometimes it all depends on each individual application, but most of the time it's the meter getting tricked. Yeah, if y'all have you want me to follow up that with a little bit more in depth question, I can go a little bit deeper into it. You get into some serious theory um, if you go too deep into it, though, because there is a lot of things that could be happening, and it kind of branches out into like a bunch of possibilities. Yeah, no problem. Anybody else got any questions? Y'all feel free to hop in here and throw them out there real quick. If you guys get too quiet, then I'm gonna throw some music on and start jamming and going down the road. But if y'all guys got more questions, I'll feel free to go through them and go answer them. We are from the last time I talked, we are now 45 miles from Charlotte, where we were 73 miles from Charlotte. So we are definitely making pretty good time. I don't know what time it is now. Is it 9:15? It's 9:15. We should be at our destination by 7 a.m. Whether or not I go all the way, I'm not sure. Um, I guess we can check our fuel mileage real quick while you guys are thinking of questions. Yeah, we're not improving by any means. But then again, I'm not driving slow. If I went a little bit slower, I'm sure I could do better. Transmission temperature's holding up good. Tire pressure's good in all tires. We're great all together. I might need to check my oil when I get further up. I think I got an oil pan gasket leak or something. So I dropped some oil over several thousand miles. We are about to exit South Carolina. We're currently at the 102 in South Carolina, and we will be in North Carolina here shortly. Yeah, appreciate it for sure. I wish I had like I'm a very analytical person, so I wish I had like one of those things that I could like a computer or something I could hook up that I could actually scroll through all the different diagnostics of the motor, the transmission, and if it has like hub temperature and stuff like that, uh, just so I could actually monitor how the vehicle's driving. And the best I get is I get a transmission temperature and I've got a engine temperature, so I can definitely see if there's something happening, but not super detailed. I don't have an oil pressure gauge or anything else. Oh, forgot. I can get one of those little OBD2 ports, hook it up, and it'll give you a diagnostic of everything that's on the engine. I might get one of them boogers. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, any more questions? I'll give it one more little salvo, and then we'll probably hop off of this one and jump on another one later. Any more questions from you guys? You guys want to know about anything else? This is your what do you call it? Free tech support. It's finally growing back a little bit. It could be shorter. It could look this short, but it's not. All right. I guess we don't call it, guys. Hope you guys have an excellent evening. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I will. I probably won't hop back on here until I choose to eat. Uh, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? If I come up with something else, I might hop back on here and start blabbering. But catch you guys later. Y'all have an excellent evening, and I will probably see y'all in the morning. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'll go live in the morning or not. I might just ride there and ride on back and kill everything and just scoot on through. See y'all. Oh, what's the best ground plane ATT? Best ground plane ATT. Two Watt, Indiana, waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. Um, best ground plane is up for discussion. I am currently right now in a prototyping phase of trying multiple antennas. So, to be honest, that is one answer to a question I don't know. Uh, I won't know that yet. I intend and fully intend to finish my testing here soon. I've got, well, I'm actually picking up a tower that's going to make that a lot easier if I want to do that at the shop. If I want to do it at my RF supply, I've already got another tower that I can do that with. I'll be running several tests with that and be doing a lot of signal measurement. I may even go down to the to a voltage measurement. I might even go that far. I don't know. I don't know if I'll go that far or not. But yeah, waving a hand 2 watt, waving a hand 111 needle bender, waving a hand. I will catch you guys later. And anything else y'all want to know about, y'all feel free to pop it out there on a question here, and maybe I'll remember to answer it on the next live. The scheduled broadcast probably on Monday evening, and we'll get to work. I've got some RG400. I got to do a custom half-inch Teflon harness, 7/8 harness. I've got another fellow talking about a half-inch harness, and another couple of guys talking about a 7/8 harness. But